It probably has more to do with my experience in working with Old Hickory and that interaction than anything else. I've worked for a lot of companies myself that were both based here locally, and some that I traveled around the United States for and worked for doing stuff around the country. And in the 10 plus years that I've worked with Old Hickory, they have the old traditional business values of doing good business. Obviously, they're making sheds and selling them to make money. I mean, what business isn't? But at the same time, couldn't count the number of times or number of situations where there's been a issue with a building, whether it was the client's fault or whether it was something that was out of our control that was weather related, even a mistake on Old Hickory's part, that they've always worked on both sides of that fence in a fair manner and have always treated the customers with respect and dignity. That they've always talked to find out what the issue or concern is to get it addressed. And in a lot of cases, they've fixed things with buildings and taken care of stuff that was not warranty related or included in the warranty that they took care of. And so there's times where it was an issue or a problem that was caused by the client, and they've held their ground according to their warranty terms and conditions and things, which we're very upfront with. It's included with all of the quotes that are sent out as well as with the actual order. It's not something that you have to search to find or anything. That information is included in things, but they've just been a great company to work with, and they've always done the right thing, not only by them, but also by the customer. I haven't always seen that with other businesses that I've worked for or have been associated with. When purchasing your first home, a lot of times just being able to make that initial purchase is the extent of what we're able to do when we buy our first home. But once you've been in that home and start to look at getting the landscaping taken care of, or if you're looking to do more with your yard besides just mowing the grass kind of thing, if you're wanting to then add a garden, that's when a garden shed would probably be your next step, for just lawn and garden tools, and that kind of depends on whether your home has a garage or not. If you don't have a garage, then you're pretty limited with the amount of storage space that you have and things. And so if you don't have a garage, then it makes good sense to have a storage shed to be able to have a place to store things. As your family gets a little bit older and things, and you have kids that are getting out of grade school, you start to look at what you want to do as entertainment for your family and things. And if you like the outdoors, and a lot of times that involves camping or four-wheeling, getting four-wheelers and four-wheeling or side-by-sides. As you start to get some of those extra toys and things, then having a place to store those isn't necessarily life-threatening if you don't have them, but being able to keep those out of the weather, the plastics on the four-wheelers and bikes and things don't fade, the seats don't rot because of the hot heat or the cold in the wintertime and things. The top of your campers and fifth wheels don't leak because you keep them covered out of the weather. When you start to get more of those recreational vehicles and toys, most people don't consider storage for those. Currently, a lot of people bought campers and fifth wheels to go camping in the outdoors during that time frame. But here in the valley, there's not enough storage available to rent or lease a place to store your campers or boats in for the number of actual campers or fifth wheels that are out there. In purchasing those, you'll also want to consider, to get a metal cover, that any of the canvas or plastic type covers that you can easily put up that don't cost much, they generally don't last through one season. And rather than waste the money on those things that won't last, put it towards a metal cover that can cover those those vehicles and things so that they stay held together, they don't leak, they don't deteriorate and things, so that the money that you put towards those will last a long time, and you won't have to you won't get to a point that you have to make repairs on those and things, which can cut into your fun time and things depending on how severe those are. If your home or your garage gets to the point that you've got trails and it's more like walking through a jungle and you're trying not to trip and fall, you've definitely reached a point where having a storage building can make things more convenient and safer for you. That way, where you can have an actual place for everything and everything has its place, your home or your garage will function and work the way that it should, and you can walk around and do what you need to without tripping over your things.